welcome to another episode of Shirley Says. I'm Shirley, I'm your host, and today I am talking about a subject I am completely obsessed with, which is skin. If you know me, you know I am all about the face and the rest of the body but face. So today I am joined by the absolutely delightful Janice of Be Nourished by Nature. Please follow her Instagram. It is incredible. And I don't know why I'm introducing Janice, because she could introduce herself. Hi, Janice.
Hi, Shirley. Thanks very much for having me on your podcast.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for joining me. So, you are all about gut health and fermenting. So tell me a wee bit about why you love it so much.
Well, I'm actually a food scientist to background, and I'm a massive foodie. I absolutely love food. I've been plant-based for a very long time. I've got 4 girls. Two of them are vegan, right. One's veggie. So we're all about food in our house. We just eat food all the time. And again, for me, I studied macrobiotics 2011, and that brought home the link between what we eat and our health. Really made me think about it in a totally different way. And again, used to be the saying was you are what you eat.
Yes,
and then
I love that.
You are what you absorb. Now the saying is you are what you host. So you actually are your gut microbes. Okay. And I've been on a wee journey for the last, I'd say about 8 years, well, since 2011, to be honest, looking at all the different types of fermented foods and all the benefits that they have for your health. And gut health and fermentation, probiotics, prebiotics, it's not a fad that's going anywhere anytime soon. These things, there's been massive amounts of research done, and every single aspect of your health comes back down to your gut.
I love that, because I do a lot of skin, obviously, in the salon, and I'm always recommending people to take kombucha, for instance, which is your fermented tea and sugar. Tea, yes, and I absolutely adore that. And I take pre and probiotics, and I'm vegan. So I'm obsessed with eating plants. I don't really call it vegan, but I call it plant-based, and I just eat as many plants as possible. So I'm totally with you. I think you have to just take care of your insides. So for skin, and you're talking like gut health, have you got any sort of tips and hints that things that people should be eating, or things that you could add into your diet that would be quite easy for our lovely listeners to sort of improve on?
Yeah, well, I find that the problem is that most people eat a very limited diet. If you speak to people, and I speak to a lot of people, and they say, oh, my diet's really healthy. And I'll say, okay, well, what do you actually eat? Oh, I eat chicken, I eat fish, I eat broccoli, it's like, that's not a healthy diet. The key thing is for your health, and again, as I've said, all aspects of your health relate to your gut. So it doesn't matter whether it's your skin health, whether it's your digestive health, whether it's your mental health, all of it comes from your gut. Your gut is your second brain. Your gut is calling all the shots. The problem is that people don't realize is you need diversity in your gut. Right. The more diversity you have in your diet, the more of these good microbes you've got doing all these incredible jobs for you. An awful lot of people just eat the same, or people will say to me, oh, I eat 5 a day. That's nowhere near enough. And most people eat the same 5.
I was going to say, if it's the same 5, then as you're saying, it's not diverse enough.
No. And again, as people say, well, I eat carrots, I eat broccoli, potatoes, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's fine. If you eat those 5, what you're doing is you're feeding a small subsection of your gut bacteria. Right. It's like if you had a big family and you've got like 10 different kids, and you're only feeding, the wee Johnny doesn't like bananas, Ellie doesn't like broccoli. If you don't feed them, they're not doing anything for you. And that's the key thing now. It's about diversity. So it's nothing about eat 5 a day. It's about eating 30 different fruits and vegetables in a week. And that sounds like a heck of a lot, but when you start to do things like smoothies, you make dips, you do simple soups, salads, it's about how can you actually get more variety into your diet. So for your skin, again, traditionally for your skin, vitamin C is really important. All the orange coloured vegetables, red peppers, sweet potatoes, carrots, all of these things.
My favourite foods.
Avocado oil, extra virgin olive oil, all of these things, avocados, all of these things are needed. Nuts and seeds and olives. Dark chocolate's also really good because it's got loads of polyphenols. So what I tend to do...
I'm going to stop you right there, Janice. what's a polyphenol? I'm going to be an idiot for 2 seconds.
Right.
What is that?
Not an idiot. A polyphenol is like a type of antioxidant, and it's
Right.
it's one of the compounds that loads of plants have, and your gut bacteria can use them and break them down, and they make all sorts of active metabolites which support your health. So things like red wine, dark chocolate, olives, all of your forage stuff, they're all very high in polyphenols. It's like an antioxidant. So it's something that has a real benefit for your health, and your gut bacteria can use them.
Yeah, as a beauty therapist, we talk about antioxidants all day, every day. I just hadn't heard the term polyphenol, so that's really interesting. It comes from plants and it acts as an antioxidant. Love that. So have you noticed any change? Obviously, you're saying to me you started this journey like in 2011. How's your skin? Did you ever have any skin issues, or how's your skin gone from that?
Well, I actually
like you've got beautiful skin, absolutely stunning.
Well, thank you. I do have now, but I don't wear makeup. I can't use products on my skin. I had an issue about 5 years ago. Right. You can see obviously I've got grey hair as well. It started off with my hair. I used to get like a hair rinse, and one time I had that done and my scalp just got really red, really inflamed. And I tried a few natural things, just wasn't working. It was so painful. My hair was actually starting to come out. My hair was coming out, and I thought, oh my God, I've got a real problem. I went to the doctor, and she said it was whatever it was some real extreme sort of dermatitis type thing. And my scalp was so inflamed. It was like as if my head was on fire.
Like you're clawing at it.
Yeah. And I remember at the time she gave me this stuff, and it was like some kind of real strong steroid. And I was looking at the instruction that said, you know, don't get near a naked flame. I was like, oh my God, don't come near me with a candle. I'm scared to put it on. But what I did was I put it on for the minimum amount of time. I used it 3 times in the 1 week until I felt my scalp was calming down. And then I just made the decision to stop with all the hair dye, the perfume shampoo, the conditioner, the hair mousse, all of it. I just cut all of it out. And what I use is an unscented Dr. Bronner's Castile soap.
Yes.
That's what I use for my hair, for my body. And I then started using probiotic stuff because I mean kombucha, I've got kefir, so I make loads of probiotic stuff. So what I started doing in my hair was I use whey, curds and whey, which comes from organic milk. You make it with kefir grains, which turns it into kefir. Most people have heard of kefir, a lot of supermarkets call it.
It's huge,
It's the most probiotic food on the planet. It's got in excess of 40 different beneficial bacteria and yeast, and that's what I use in my skin. I use whey as a cleanser. I mix it with rose water. I use kombucha diluted. I spray that in my skin. I use that for my hair rinse. I don't use mousse or anything anymore, and my hair is absolutely fine without it.
Your hair looks fab. I use about 10 products in my hair, Janice.
But do you know the problem is though, Shirley, we've been hoodwinked into thinking that we need all these products.
I would
because
agree.
You start to use things with chemicals, then it's like, oh yeah, wait a minute, you have to detox your hair from the shampoos, you have to put something else on to get rid of that. You then put conditioner on, which weighs your hair down. If it weighs your hair down, then you need to put mousse to lift it back up again. Then you've got to spray. You don't need, I've discovered for me, I don't need any of it. And my rule is, if I'm not eating it, it's not going on my skin.
That's actually a great rule. And the thing is, even you're saying that you use all these things, you're using product, just not what the average person thinks of as product, because you're obviously making it. And the thing is, your skin is absolutely beautiful. And I'm obsessed with telling people not to use loads, because don't you think now loads of people have sensitive skin? Every other person that I meet says, oh, my skin's really sensitive.
I'll tell you one thing as well, apart from the hair, I decided with the hair to stop doing that, but then I had another 3 or 4 really bad episodes with my skin. And at the time, I didn't know what it was causing it. The first time it happened, I was in Morocco on holiday, and I went to the place where they do the hemp, you know, they grow hemp.
Oh, yes, I'm a big fan of hemp. I'm a big fan.
I occasionally used to have slight dryness in my hands, so I thought, oh great, I'll go. We went to the place where they grew all the stuff. I thought, I'll buy the most unprocessed oil that I can get, thinking this is going to be incredible. It's going to be so high in all the great stuff. So I get back with it, and I put it in my hands, put it all over my face. The next day I wake up and my skin is all red and inflamed. And it was like that, what the heck is going on? So it totally didn't work for me, which just goes to prove that just because something is natural doesn't mean it's okay for your skin. And
yes, it's the same with essential oils, isn't it?
subsequently discovered it's really high in linalool, and I now know that I am allergic to that because I've had other experiences where my skin has really flared up badly. Another time I was on holiday, just hand luggage only, didn't take sunscreen, a wee village in Portugal, so I just got a factor 30 from the supermarket, put that in my skin, and you should have seen my face after a couple of days, and all the other thing I had was coconut oil with me. So but my skin, when I put something on my skin that it doesn't like, it really lets me know it doesn't like it, and it takes then a while to calm back down again.
I would agree. I've had people have reactions to things, and I'm a big believer in, if you don't like the smell of something and you get a whiff of something and you think, do not use it, because internally that is like a trigger, isn't it, to say, that's not going to work for me.
That's that gut intuition though. That's using all of your senses, and most people don't do that anymore, because people, if you use something, people want a quick fix. People don't want to have to think, oh wait a minute, maybe I better stop using that. I was very lucky because I didn't really use makeup anyway, so I didn't have a lot to give up. But for people who are using, and the thing is, most people before they've left the house in the morning, will know that people are leaving the house anymore, but before all of this stuff,
when they did
have somewhere to go and were allowed out, most people were exposing themselves to over 200 chemicals before they've left the house in the morning. And the other problem is, people don't realise that what you put on your skin, you absorb it into your bloodstream, and it has an effect on your gut microbiome. It's like how HRT patches work, it's how nicotine patches work. You put something on your skin, it goes into your bloodstream.
Absolutely.
So that's why I don't put anything at all that is unnatural, because I can't, because my body now tells me if I put something in my skin, it doesn't react, you know, my skin's telling me, and what I'm doing is actually listening to what my body's telling me. And that's what a lot of people don't do. People are looking for, what's the next superfood that I can use? What's the next miracle cream that I can put on my skin? And again, for me, it's less is more. You don't need hundreds of products. Every single product that you use that has got chemicals in it is going to go into your bloodstream, and it's going to affect your skin at a later date.
Absolutely.
And skin issues come from the gut as well. So
no, it's so interesting, isn't it? Because actually, you're totally right. Everybody's, as you say, when they were leaving the house, they're loading on tons of different products every morning, from perfumes and makeups and face creams, assuming that these are going to be beneficial, except they don't know if they're allergic to something or blah, 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 blah. And this is such a lovely, I keep thinking of all the positive things of lockdown. I'm completely obsessed with finding the positive. And actually, if one of those positive things is that you can actually stop using the bulk of your products or really minimize them, you can actually just let your skin breathe and have a rest. And I think a lot of people probably won't go back to using all these products because, as you've quite rightly said, you stopped using the hair products and you thought, actually, I don't need them.
Yeah, I know. And it saves you an absolute fortune as well. And the other thing is, I don't buy loads of stuff in plastic bottles. I buy the big bottle of that Dr. Bronner. That lasts me for months. And as I say, that is my shampoo. That's my face. Well, I don't actually wash my face. I just use whey because I don't use makeup. So I don't actually need to take in. No. So, I mean, and again, what I do is I put whey in my face. I use it as a face mask. It's really high in organic acids. So it's like a natural peel for your skin.
I love that. I love that.
Well. And again, from, you know, there are so many things. And again, it goes back to years ago. People didn't buy products. You used what you had. You put cucumber slices in your eyes.
I still do that.
Mash up a banana. That's really good. An avocado, you know, do all of that.
Oh, I'm a big fan of an avocado face mask. Oh, I love it.
And again, all the things that you can use as a natural scrub, you know, things like flax seeds that are great for your skin, mix them with water. But what I do is I mix them with my kefir, which is adding the probiotic element as well.
Nice.
I use sandalwood, turmeric. Well, turmeric does turn you a bit orange, right enough.
Yeah, it does.
But again, going back to that whole antioxidant thing, all of these things, turmeric's incredible stuff, right? It's great to eat, but it's also really good to put in your skin. You know, there's things like sandalwood, organic sandalwood powder is fantastic for your skin. So there's loads of different things. I just mix and match. I've got clay, you know, sometimes I'll put clay in my mask, sometimes I put seaweed in it. It just depends what I've got.
I'm a big fan of oats. I was just about to say that. I'm a huge fan of oats because it's really good at reducing inflammation. Is that
very
correct?
calm? Yeah, oats are really calm. Yeah,
and it's really nice if you've got sensitive skin. I'm always telling people to use it as like add it into things as their exfoliant because I love coconut oil and I am completely obsessed with coconut oil. I did a Facebook Live last week and it was all about coconut oil, and I just can't get my head around how amazing it is because I just use it for everything. I use it for the body lotion. What do you use it for? Have you got any favourite things?
Well, I find it a bit greasy just to use on its own, so I tend to I make up my own sort of moisturisers. I usually do a mix of coconut oil, avocado oil, or coconut oil, shea butter. The one that I made most recently was I blended up some SCOBY, which is what you need to make kombucha, and cream as well. So that's been going really well. I've been putting that in my face.
It looks great.
So I just mix it. The thing is for me though is I just use different things depending on how my skin feels. I use rose water, organic rose water a lot.
Love that. I love
Mix that with my kombucha, and that's a fantastic toner because again, things like kombucha and whey, their pH is about 5.5, the same as your skin. So it supports the acid mantle in your skin. It doesn't strip off all the natural protection. And you know, a lot of the products that people are using are really harsh. And they're just stripping off all that natural. And your skin is your largest organ.
I'm always saying this to people: be super careful with it. It's here. It's got functions that we need to protect.
And again, your skin is one of the first places that will show if you've got an imbalance in your gut, and it will show as a skin problem. So, but the problem is most people think, oh, well, I'll just go and get a steroid cream or something and slap that on. They're not thinking, why have I got the problem? And the other thing is with skin issues, a lot of people with psoriasis, eczema, and these are all massively on the increase. All of these things, a lot of them are caused by intolerances to certain foods. A lot of them are caused by intolerances to chemicals and products that you're using in your skin. A lot of them are made worse by stress. You know, alcohol, sugar, all of these things. And again, it's quite a long, slow process to discover what it is that is not good for your skin. And I was fortunate enough that I asked to be referred to dermatology department because I had a few flare-ups in my hands as well, were really bad, and I had no idea what was causing it. So I actually asked to be referred. I got referred to the hospital, and I had the allergy tests that I've done. Which, I mean, that was a week. Yeah, it takes a week because what you do is you go along, they put a whole load of different patches in your back. And again, I don't expose myself to a lot of things normally. So they'll narrow it down and put on all the, you know, different things. Then you have to leave them on for a couple of days. And it's itchy as hell, honestly. It's really not pleasant. Then they take them off, see what you've reacted to. That's how I know I'm allergic. I've got a massive allergy to linalool, which is in every essential oil, everything with fragrance. Ylang ylang essential oil, really bad. Nickel's really bad. I've got about 3 or 4 preservatives that I react to that are in loads of cleaning products. Also, in a lot of the creams that they give you to, you know, to treat eczema and dry skin conditions, a lot of them have preservatives, and I've actually got a problem with them.
Yeah, it's incredible that you can. Sorry, don't want to interrupt you.
I was going to say, you've got that knowledge is power. And if you know what you're dealing with, you can then think, okay, I know what I'm dealing with now, so I can actively avoid all of these things. And again, for somebody who uses a lot of products to be told that they have an allergy to linalool, that is a massive thing because it is in every single product, even toothpastes. I have to be very careful with toothpaste because a lot of them have got this preservative in it. They've all got linalool. If that goes on my lips come out in a rash. So I've got a natural, you know, toothpaste that I use as well.
Which one do you use?
I've got a natural hemp one at the moment.
Nice.
In fact, I got a couple from TK Maxx, and Holland and Barrett do a really nice natural one that work fine for me because again, if you know how they're foaming most toothpaste, and if I get that in my lip, I just end up.
I
Yeah.
use a non-foaming organic toothpaste from Geo Organics, and I love it. It is
Lovely.
so good, and it's pepperminty. But you know,
Nice.
everything that you're saying is so in line with what I feel people have kind of not got their heads around, which is most skin. What you're saying to me is exactly what I think is skin is a window to your health.
Yes, it is.
It's a holistic. We should look at ourselves holistically rather than think of, oh, I have this patch of skin issue. So I suppose you and I are totally on the same level in the sense that, yes, I go into salon and do treatment, but I'm always saying to people, what are you eating? What are you drinking? Because your body, your skin is just trying to shift anything that it can't pee or poop out. So if you're overloading it, as you quite rightly say, with chemicals, then it's got to go somewhere. And I always think it's funny. If I see somebody with really angry, red, inflamed skin, there's a certain look about it where I go, how much diet fizzy juice are you drinking? But you can almost tell when someone's having very specific excess of specific things, can't you?
Yeah, but the thing is, your skin is actually a reflection of what's going on in your gut.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is, that's all it is, and it's a very visual sign that something is amiss in your gut. And again, it's really interesting because there's been loads of research done back to the gut microbiome again, and psoriasis sufferers. They had done a study, looked at the gut microbiome of psoriasis sufferers, and it's almost like that of alcoholics. It's totally imbalanced. They're missing lots of key microbes that perform all these different functions for your body. And again, that's the thing. There's been so many more studies done now that shows if you've been suffering with like a chronic skin problem, you've got dysbiosis in your gut, and that's what you need to address.
That's the start point then. Yeah, rather than trying to treat atopically the actual. Well, that's interesting because I had psoriasis years ago when I was younger, and I didn't. I mean, I was literally like 12 or 13, and it kind of came from nowhere. And then I don't have it anymore. I don't have any problems. But then now I eat a serious amount of veg. I eat a lot of seeds and nuts. And I just eat a lot of plants. So I suppose it makes sense that I no longer have it. Because I always think that's so weird. Did I grow out of that? No, actually, you're just eating the right stuff now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But again, going back to diet, as I say, it really is. It's just about diversity, especially for skin. You're looking at things like fruits and veg that are high in vitamin C, things like red peppers, carrots, sweet potatoes, butternut squash. You know, but again, as I've said, you know, it's that you need to get a bit of diversity. What I do is I look at how can I improve everything that I'm eating? How can I make it more nutritious? How can I make it probiotic? How can I get more prebiotics in there? And again, that's two terms that people get confused with. Prebiotics are food for your good gut bacteria. So they are coming from any plants. All plants have fiber, polyphenols, these are all the foods that you want to feed your gut.
And what are probiotics then? Is that prebiotics?
Yes, prebiotics is the food for your gut bacteria. Probiotics are the actual gut bacteria. And the thing is, we have trillions of bacteria in our gut. 80% of your immune system is in your gut. That's where everything happens. Your gut's communicating with your brain all the time. And to be honest, here's a really interesting fact. If you have cravings and things, it's not saying to yourself, oh my God, I've got no willpower. It's your gut microbes sending messages to your brain to tell you to go and eat their food source. So, for example, if anyone's ever had to take antibiotics for anything, a lot of people end up then with thrush, which is an overgrowth of yeast, candida. Right. What then happens is you then start stuffing donuts and stuff down your face because the food source for yeast is sugar. And then you'll start to crave sugar, and that's coming from your gut. That's those bad microbes in your gut telling your brain, feed us donuts, fizzy drinks, and sugar. And the opposite side, I crave things like sauerkraut and fiber and good stuff because I know that I've got a better balance. I've got a balance in favour of the good guys.
Right, so good question. How do you, if you know, someone's sitting at home going, oh my God, I do that, I'm craving bad. how do we get you from craving the sugary, high sugar content, not so good stuff? How do we get you to then crave what you're craving, which is the good foods?
Well, the thing is, I still eat, nice sweet things, to be honest, but I'm eating ones like probiotic chocolate, for example, which is absolutely delicious.
Right.
I mix like dark chocolate, say 70% dark chocolate, which is, as I said, has high in polyphenols, got magnesium. It actually should be considered a health food. Most people don't eat a lot of dark chocolate because it's not that particularly sweet. It doesn't have that good a mouthfeel. But what I do is I mix it with, melt it with a bit of coconut oil, cool it down, and then I'll add coconut kefir, which I make myself, or you can add a yogurt. That's adding probiotics. And if you do that, you can then mix it all up, put it out in a tray, and then what I do is I'll sprinkle it with seeds, nuts and seeds, goji berries, coconut, anything you want, and then you put it in the freezer, and it is the most delicious thing. And if you add the probiotic, it's so good. So I'll share the recipe for that. The other one I make is a tahini.
What was the other thing, sorry?
It's a tahini chocolate. Ooh. And tahini, I love tahini. I use it all the time. It's really high in calcium and magnesium. It's alkaline. It's easy for you to absorb, and it's lovely and creamy. So if you do the same, you melt your dark chocolate, you add in a bit of maple syrup for a bit of sweetness, you add some tahini, and that is the most delicious thing as well. So there's lots of lovely things. Energy bites, I make them all the time using dates. And I do other ones with beetroot. So, these are all things that are great and they're delicious. And because they're nutrient dense, you don't eat loads of them because it takes you a wee while to eat them, because you've got the dates, the figs, whatever it is you've got in, you've got nuts, you've got seeds, you've got oats, you've got lots of good stuff. And your body recognizes all of that. And then it's almost like your gut bacteria saying, oh, thank God they're giving me something I can use. And then that means you're not mindlessly shoving crap food down your neck, and for your body's trying to find some nutrition. So many foods that people eat, they have no nutrition in them at all.
Do you know, that reminds me of when we were younger and my parents would take us to we would have fast food or like a chippy or something, and everybody just eats it so quickly, and at the end of it you don't even feel that full. So you've just totally proven
because it's not real food. That's why it's not real. And that again, as I say, I was listening to the Dr. Asim Malhotra, who's a Gaia lifestyle doctor, and he was saying as well that in the majority that's behind this COVID thing, it's diet, is diet related. 50%, most of the people in the UK, 50% of their diet is processed crap. They're not getting anywhere near enough real food. All of these foods are depleting your immunity in your immune system. What your immune system needs is, again, as I've said, 80% of your immune system is in your gut. What your gut bacteria need is fiber and diversity and variety. So again, it goes back to as many plants, all different colours as you can get, nuts, seeds, quality oils, things like dried fruits, figs, dates, and again, I've got loads of simple recipes that you can use all of these things. You don't need to spend hours in the kitchen. Dips, for example, I make dips.
I'm hummus. I'm all about hummus, Janice. I eat tons of the stuff.
But do you know the thing is though, Shirley, you can easily add other things to your hummus to make it even more beneficial. What
could you add?
Yeah, sun-dried tomatoes. You can do a coriander and lemon hummus. You can add wild garlic still in season. You can add wild garlic. You can add caramelized onions to it. And red onions. If you use red onions, are prebiotics. Your gut bacteria love them.
I love red onions.
Add, chopped nuts and you can add all sorts of things. You can do also a hummus, a dip with butter beans. I do a Moroccan butter bean dip. It's got red pepper in it. It's got dried apricots in it. It's got butter beans, tahini, good quality oil, lemon, really high in protein, fibre, vitamin C, all these things that are incredible and it tastes great.
Amazing.
I do a fig and olive tapenade. Figs are great. Olives are great.
I love olives.
It's figs and olives and extra virgin olive oil and some fresh rosemary and some apple cider vinegar, all stellar ingredients for your health. And it takes you literally 2 minutes to whiz it up.
I love it.
So I have loads of recipes like that.
And Janice, do you know what? I absolutely love hearing these recipes because when you talk about it, it makes me think I could do that because I know because I know you're saying that to me, Shirley, you could easily do these things. And I'm going, I know I could. I think sometimes I just need a bit of, I need some good tips and hints
ideas,
and ideas. And also I love this idea of like, if you are going to eat something good like hummus, which I eat gallons and stuff, actually, but almost like, why don't we like power it up and like add in more stuff so that it's even better for us?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we
going back again.
Oh.
I was going to say, going back again to the whole sweet potato thing. I love a sweet potato. I'll have it with hummus. Then I'll have caramelized red onions, just cook them in some coconut oil. Cook them really slowly, stick them on the top. Then I'll do tamari toasted seeds on the top of that, which again is another lovely way of getting seeds. Just half a cup of pumpkin seeds, half a cup of sunflower seeds, dry toast them in a pan till they start popping, cool them down, add a teaspoon of tamari, which is a naturally fermented soy sauce. I usually add some seaweed flakes as well, and then that is the most delicious snack. And I put that on top of, you know, the red onions. So the sweet potato, you've got the hummus, you've got the red onions, you've got the tamari seeds. Then I'll have a lovely salad at the side, and have all and a wee dressing on that. So there's loads and loads of things that you can actually
so hungry.
do. Yeah.
I'm like, I've actually I just went to the shops yesterday and bought myself 2 sweet potatoes because I eat them like baked potatoes because I just love a sweet potato. And
so do I, and they're great for your skin health as well.
Oh, I love this. Janice, we are going to share loads of your recipes on our Facebook and our Instagram, and which I'm totally thankful for. It's so kind of you. And what to do is,
no problem.
What's your Instagram? I want you to make sure that people can find you. If people need to find you, Janice, how do they do this?
Right, well, you can find me, I'm on Instagram as @BeNourished by Nature. I'm also on Facebook. My Facebook is Nourished by Nature UK, and I have a blog, which is called Blog Nourished by Nature. So you can subscribe to the blog if you just put your email in the wee box at the side, and I send out regular newsletters just with ideas for people to try. I started the blog actually years and years ago, so it's a bit of a mess because there's loads of categories on it. And again, because I'm a bit of a technophobe, it's a bit difficult to track. But there is a search bar on it, so you can easily find stuff. If you've got an ingredient, say beetroot, which I absolutely love, that's one of my other favourite dips, beetroot walnut dip, using vacuum packed beetroot. And that's a fantastic ingredient. And again, all the dips, if you've got any kind of a blender, even a hand blender, that's all you need. And again, if you think about mixing it up a wee bit and don't just have the same thing. Okay, if you're going to make a dip, and there's nothing wrong with buying hummus. We buy hummus as well, you know, because
I now make my own, Janice. I now make my own.
Well, we do, but we make a bucket at a time. But there's 5 of us at home, and the amount of food we eat, you wouldn't believe. So we have dip of the day, soup of the day, dessert of the day, and
I'm self-isolating in the wrong house, Janice. That's all this is. Yeah.
But look, there's no shortage of food in our house.
Janice, it was an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to get everybody hanging out with you on your Instagram and your Facebook, and please join me again. I think we've just not had enough time to chat. I think we're always going to run out of time. So guys, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this episode with the lovely, fantastic, and seriously knowledgeable Janice, who I just want to talk to all day. We're definitely getting her back on. And please go on to iTunes and review me at Shirley Says. Listen to me on Spotify, and share me with all your friends. Let's share the health and well-being knowledge that we're all getting on lockdown, because we are loving this. And hopefully I will see you all soon. Okay, take care. Bye.